Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you're thinking about buying a coat from Sézane and you would like to see how they fit, then you're at the right place because I'm going to show you now all the remaining parts of the Sézane coats. I'm trying all of them. There's been a part 1 and a part 2. I will link them at the end of this video, and this is actually the last part. With this one we will have gone through all the Sézane coats available on their website, and yeah, I'm showing you how they fit. I will wear again for trying them the same top than I did in the other video, so I can give you an accurate comparison in terms of how warm they are, how roomy they are inside. I'm going to now give you all the detail, the compositions, everything. So let's get started. So the first one is Leo. So it's this beautiful coat. I got it in this pink color. There's obviously other colors available. It has like this very soft material. It feels really soft to the touch. I'm gonna tell you the composition. The outside is 75% wool, 22% polyamide, 2% other fibers and 1% acrylic, and the lining inside is 50% acetate, 50% viscose, and the pockets lining is 100% cotton. The inside lining is very cute. It's also very kind of pale pink with little dots. So obviously, because of the material, that's not a coat I would wear in a very rainy day or very humid. I don't think this coat would like getting wet. So you need to just keep that in mind if you have very rainy winters where you are. It has a lot of buttons, and I mean, you can see the fit. I have it in the size, let me tell you, 36, so it's like a 4 US. I follow always Sézane's recommendation for coats. I'm between a 34 size 2 and a 36 size 4 typically, so this is more like a bit the bigger size, and I think the size is actually correct. The coat is roomy and nice inside. If I close all the buttons, it fits a bit tighter on the hips, but nothing really annoying or disturbing. It's absolutely fine. If I close it, I will not, I mean, you can close it completely up until the top and with this little effect. For me, I don't have a particularly very long neck, and I found it was like rather a bit annoying. I would rather like leave this part open and put a nice scarf or something like that. But that's of course up to you, and it's nice to have the options. If you want, you could actually like completely close it up to the top, or you can leave it open or leave it partly open, and it looks nice in all these combinations. So that's also something nice of having a bit versatility. As a petite, I found the overall length to be okay. It's just normal length, I would say, for a winter coat. There are of course longer ones, but this is nothing that's shocking me. The sleeves length was also fine. This is often like as a petite a problem. Here I thought it was okay. There are no buttons on the sleeve. You know, sometimes on some coats you have like some little decorations. Here this one does not have it. The buttons are all here in the front. There's no inside pocket or anything like that, and outside you do have this pocket. They close with this button. And yeah, I think it's a nice coat. In terms of warmth, I will give it a 6, between a 6 and a 7 on the scale. So if your winters are really cold, so I'm sorry, I don't know Fahrenheit, but in Celsius degree, that would be a bit light for things which are under 5 degrees Celsius, I would say. But anything between 5 and 10, 15 degrees, that should be very nice. And yeah, they have a lot of lovely color, and as I said, it's extremely soft, and it is not actually, I'm checking on my pullover, it's leaving a few little fibers, but not much. I mean, it's okay. It's not like gonna leave too much everywhere and you're gonna be shredding, you know, like a cat or something. So no, it's a bit, but nothing, not too much. Okay, let's move to the next one. It's the Paolo. So I have this time in the size 34. I took it in this very pretty camel color, and so as I said, I'm between the 34 and the 36, so I went for the 34. I think that was again the right decision, because as you can see, it is actually quite roomy, quite boxy, quite a wide fit, and as a petite, I think a size bigger would be like absolutely overwhelming for my frame. This is already quite big. Good point is you could put a very thick pullover under, because my one is not so thick. It's like normal average, I would say, pullover, but so it means you could like really layer under if you want. You can of course wear it open, you can wear it very closed as you want. The length I thought was also absolutely fine. The length of the sleeve is also okay. This time you have this little button decoration on it. Inside you have this very pretty lining. I'm gonna tell you the composition. So this coat is the main fabric, so the outside is 75% wool and 25% polyamide, and the lining is again 50% acetate, 50% viscose. The pockets lining this time is 80% polyester and 20% cotton. So the pocket lining is slightly different from the previous one, but otherwise I think all the coats lining is always this 50% acetate, 50% viscose mix. I think that's quite classic, and yeah, it has wool, but it has not this like plushy effect that the other one had. It's more of a classic, let's say classic effect. You have pockets on top and on the bottom, so a lot of pockets if you will want to put little things there, but no pockets inside, no hidden pockets. And yeah, I think it's a normal coat. I don't know what else I can tell you. The warmth. I'm almost gonna forget. It's slightly less warm than the previous one, so I will give it between a 5 and a 6, like tiny 6, let's say. It's still warm, but I don't know if it's because of the plushy fabric or because they both have 75% wool, but the rest of the composition is different. That's maybe what actually makes a difference. But yeah, so this was Paolo, and now we have Bill. Bill, I have him in size 34. So again, following the Sézane recommendation, and it has like this very warm, you can see like inside, also it has a hook, it's much longer, it has a bit of a duffel coat effect here with the button. Let me tell you about the materials. There are a lot. So main fabric, 100% cotton. So I guess the outside here is 100% cotton. Lining 100% viscose. The sleeves lining is different. It looks a bit more like the one of the previous coat. Is 50% viscose, 50% acetate. The lining of the capuche, so the hood, sorry, I wrote it in French, is 68% polyester, 32% acrylic, and the cord is 100% cotton. So I think the cord is this, that's what they mean, and that the inside of the hood. So yeah, a lot of different elements, and it's of course a longer coat as you can see on the video, but I think it's still fine as a petite. It's a longer coat, right? It's a different style. It's much more protective, I will say. If you are somewhere where there's a lot of wind, a lot of rain, then that's the one you should pick rather than the two before. And I think it was really nice. That's more the kind of coats in winter I will need where I live. For example, it's nice to have one or two of the other nicer wool coat if you go out, for example, or when the weather is nice and you want something a bit different. But where I live, we need at least one of these coats, otherwise you don't survive through the winter. So this is really good. It also felt quite warm, to be honest. What did I write? Because I took notes, when I tried them, not to forget anything or confuse them or mix anything. So I wrote a 7 to 8. So it's pretty warm. They are warmer. It's not like a puffer jacket or one of the super warm things, but it will keep you warm. If you live in Canada in the winter, like obviously not, that's not enough. But if you live anywhere a bit more temperate, let's say, then that will be absolutely sufficient. There is a big zipper. You can then, of course, if you want for aesthetic reason, close each of these little buttons. I did not, and I would not, because then you will lose 5 minutes every time putting your coat on, taking it out. And to be honest, I actually also like this aesthetic, having it a bit like, done but a bit undone at the same time with not closing this. And because you have the zip, you're still absolutely warm and safe. No issue there. It has some pockets, obviously, on the outside. The sleeves have also like this little button here, decoration. I think the length was also okay. To be honest, so far compared to the two before as a petite, I think this was one of my favorites. And because I don't know, I found the fit was also slightly better, a bit less maybe boxy. And I found the color is also nice. It's a nice khaki color. It felt warm, and as I said, I'm probably biased because I do need this kind of coats in winter where I live. But I think it's a very nice one. It feels also very qualitative. I mean, the hood, I like that there's a lining. My coat has also such things inside the hood, and it's very nice. Sometimes also I will put it up, for example, even if it's not raining, but there's sometimes like really cold winds coming, and I don't know, I don't wear a lot of beanies, and then I will just put my hood up, and it will keep me warm, and that's a very nice feeling. So yeah, I always appreciate these kind of things for winter coats. So yeah, I really like this one. Next one is Richie. That I have in size 34 again, and again I believe the size is right. It has a bit more of a puffer jacket effect. I'm going to tell you the materials. 100% polyester for the lining, 100% polyamide for the main fabric outside. The padding is 100% polyester, gros grain. I mean, it's written the same in French and in English, and I have no idea what it's supposed to be. 100% polyester at least. And then the rib is 97% polyester, 3% elastane. So the rib, I think, is this, and you have it here too. I don't know what maybe this is what they call gros grain. I have no idea what gros grain is supposed to be. It does not have like this classic, you know, puffer jacket cut. It looks like more of a, you know, lighter, a bit bomber jacket, but with a bit this added padding to make it warmer. So I think it was interesting. It has a boxy wide fit. That's why I would say I would never have gone for a size bigger. Again, this will on the other hand allow you to wear really big pullover under and layer if you want to. You have a big zipper, and then you have a pressure button to close it on the outside. They will look like this. They have this nice little finish. This bottom has so a bit of an elastic effect. In terms of warmth, I will give it a 7 to an 8. I could have given it more if it would have been longer, but because it's quite short, I mean, the jacket itself it's probably a good 8 to 9, I would say, but it's short, and the neck is not very covered with this, so that's why I would say more 7 to 8, but it is quite warm. I think as a petite, I don't know what you think, I think it made me look a bit like a little ball. Because also it's with the fact that, you know, it's coming back up with the elastic and the boxy wide cut. I don't know if that's necessarily the most flattering cut for a petite. If you're a tiny bit taller than me, it might look much better on you. Yeah, there's no inside pocket. The lining inside is very simple compared to the other one, which sometimes have like little dots or little effects. Here it's much simpler. The zipper is very sturdy. And yeah, I think that's about it I can tell you for this one, and we're gonna move on to the next one, which is actually the last one, so I'm trying to keep this video not too long. And so the last one is the Ryler that I have in size 34. It's again a bit the same kind of cut than the previous one, a bit like this bomber jacket style with a bit of an elastic bottom and this kind of cut, but a very different material, a very different feel. Overall, I'm gonna tell you about the materials. Good point, this one has also an extra button. So the main fabric is 100% wool, so that's so far in today's video the only one, and the lining inside is 50% acetate and 50% viscose. So it has this, again, this nicer lining with the little dot. I mean, I personally find it nicer compared to the previous one, for example. And yeah, so the fabric is like that. I think it's a tiny bit long, quite boxy also, but again, that's also of course the style of bomber jackets, but I find it a bit wide and a bit boxy. Maybe a size smaller would have been fine, would have been actually even better. I'm not 100% sure. But I feel like it's a bit big for a petite. In terms of warmth, I will give it a 4 to a 5. It's out of everything I've shown you so far, it's definitely the lighter one. It feels more of a transition jacket, something you could wear at the end of winter, beginning of spring, because it's definitely not as warm as the other one. Although the outside is 100% wool, it's not extremely thick, it's rather thin, it's rather soft. And so it's not very warm. I like that they covered also a bit the button. I mean, it's of course my personal taste here, but I like that they covered the buttons. It's the same on the sleeves. You have this, and here again it's all matchy. You have everything is actually covered in this wool fabric. You have no pocket inside. I think I've not seen so far one from Sézane where there was a pocket inside. And you have like sliding pockets on the two sides. Yeah, it's cute, just as I said. I think for me it's a bit bigger, but otherwise it's a very cute one. So that was all the Sézane coats. I'm gonna move on to the jackets, so stay tuned if you're interested in seeing also lighter jackets for spring and maybe beginning of the summer and so on, if you're interested in all of that. And if you have any question on any of the coats I've shown you, please don't hesitate. Don't hesitate also to share if you own any of these coats and you have any remark, any return of experience, you know, wear and tear, all of this. Please don't hesitate to say it in the comments section below. That's always useful. And yeah, I will leave you here with the other videos, the part 1 and the part 2, and I wish you a lovely day wherever you are. Bye guys.